You look very handsome. Quite the fashion plate, as your great-grandmother would say. Look, I know this is tough. I know. But we've just got one last push, okay? Stick with it. Right, the cabbie's here in 2 minutes, so you hang on a sec while I chivvy your mother. Violet, hurry up! Cab's here!
Dill what? Oh, well square in a suit.
What do you want?
Mason sent me. Wants me to show you know the score. You know what to say?
Yeah, I'm going to tell the truth.
Truth is, you didn't see a knife.
No, it's not.
Pretty thick for a square. Let me spell it out for you. When they ask, did you see Mason with a knife? You're going to answer no. The next time you see a knife, it'll be sticking out your guts.
Violet!
And your dad's and your mum's.
Sorry. I don't know how Maria does up this skirt. You need eyes in the back of your head.
Well, at least she's borrowed you something to wear. Right then, here it is. All good? Let's go. A sec.
Thank you.
Even after I gave him his phone back, and even after I knew it wasn't broken, I still thought he was going to stab me. And when he didn't, I decided to run home. The next day at school, it felt like nothing had ever happened. And that was until I found out that my stepbrother had contacted the police. I was angry at first because I was scared that Mason would hurt me. But I'm glad Jake did what he did now, because hopefully it means that Mason won't be able to hurt anybody anymore.
Thank you for that statement, Liam. Now, the defence barrister is going to ask a few questions about what you've said. Do you understand?
Yes.
But first, could you please read the oath?
I promise by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Thank you. Mr. Walsh.
Thank you, Judge. Hello, Liam.
Hi.
I don't have many questions, so we'll have this over with quickly, OK? You ready?
Yeah.
You said that on Wednesday, the 22nd of November last year, that Mason threatened you with a knife. Is that correct?
Yes.
And on the same day, Mason was searched by a police officer.
I found that out later, yeah.
Then you'll be aware that no knife was found on Mason at that point.
Because Dylan had it for him. Dylan Wilson.
Did you see Dylan hiding the knife?
No.
So how do you know that it happened?
Because he told me.
I see. Is Dylan a friend of yours?
Yes.
But he helped a boy who supposedly threatened you?
Maybe he was scared.
Were Dylan and Mason friends too?
Yes.
Were you happy with the friendship?
No.
Would it be fair to say that you are jealous of Mason?
Yeah, I was at first, but now I know he's just a bully.
You were with Mason the day in question, weren't you?
Yes.
And do you remember the encounter with Liam?
Yes.
You didn't see the knife that Liam says Mason had, did you?
No.
I'm sorry, could you repeat? You did not see Mason with a knife?
No. Mason didn't have the knife.
Just to confirm, Dylan, as there seems to be some confusion between what you said on your ABE and what you're saying now. Did Mason have a knife, yes or no?
No.
No further questions, Judge.
OK, Dylan. Just a few more re-examination questions from the prosecution barrister. This will all be over soon. Mrs. Bracewell.
Hi, Dylan. Thank you for everything so far. Now, in your ABE statement, you stated that you did see Mason threaten Liam with a knife. Is that correct?
Yes.
And today, you're saying you didn't see that?
Yes.
May I remind you of the oath that you made earlier? Where you promised to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
What on earth's got into you?
Sir, I won't warn you again.
We all make mistakes, Dylan. But what's important is that we do the right thing in the end. For your family. For your friends. What is the truth?
I'm sorry. Mason did have the knife.
You sure that you're going to be all right in it?
I am now.
I am sorry, mate.
I think it's okay. Thanks for telling the truth.
What happened, Dylan?
Mason threatened him yesterday, and then he sent one of his thug life buddies to do the same today, so he was just a bit scared, and he was also just trying to protect me and his mum.
Should have guessed. But look, you got there in the end.
We're meant to be the ones protecting you, not the other way round.
Mason Radcliffe, please stand.
Right, whatever happens, we'll be okay. Yeah.
Bro, look.
Having reviewed all evidence, this court finds you guilty of threatening Liam Connor in a public place with a knife on the 22nd of November 2023. In part, I have arrived at this verdict due to your unwillingness to give testimony in your own defence. But I couldn't have come to my decision without the evidence of the entirely credible witness statements we have heard today. I will adjourn your sentencing for 1 week to hear from your youth justice worker. However, given that this is your second knife crime offence, I warn you that as a matter of law, the only sentence available to me is a sentence of imprisonment.